Katonda w'ebiro n'ebiseera. Mukama waakuwa ekiragiro kibaako ebiro byakyo n'ebiseera byakyo. Kitegeeza waba alina gy'akulagidde okgenda olina okubeera obedient. N'ogonda n'okola Katonda ky'akugambye mu biro ebituufu kuba ebiro n'ebiseera biyita. Nze nga nze kyenfunamu mu ekyo.
Thank you. Now, the chapter 17, verse 1 up to 7, we are seeing a prophet called Elijah. But this prophet, at that time, he was the head. He was leading the school of prophet. So, during that time, from the time of Moses, there is something that started in Israel. What was this? That there was a priesthood, and the Levitical priests who were coming as a result of Aaron's sons. Now there had to be a prophet. Also now these ones they had their line. So the prophets could have what we call a school. Now in that school there could be a head. And now this time it was Elijah who was the head of the school of prophets. At this time, we are not seeing the Levites, because they were working together with the prophets. Why are we not seeing the Levites? Why are they absent in these chapters or these verses? The Levites were now we used to call it erosion, that they were washed away by an entourage of the prophets of Baal. They are being repressed by the princess called Jezebel. When Jezebel was coming to marry in this intermarriage, she carried an entourage of false prophets, those who were called Baal. Now, at this time, Elijah is the head of the school of prophets, and these are the children of God. Whichever thing they are doing, whether it is a wedding, it was not in favor of the prophets of Israel. They were seeing things which they had never seen. They were seeing worship which they had never seen. Now this is what Moses anticipated before, that don't intermarry with these. If you do so, you are going to engage with other gods, and their worship will not be good before your Lord, and it will be fatal. You will just suffocate. Elijah is facing an entourage. These were very many. For him, he could lead a school. Yes, there are many, but there is a main prophet who comes and speaks to Israel, and then Israel understands what to do at that moment. Now at this time, there is no way how Elijah could keep quiet. Our moderator here was saying that they have told you to say something, but for you who refuse to go and speak to that lady what the message you were carrying. This time around, it was now not Elijah to receive a message from God, but the act of worship that was taking place, it was provoking them. It was provoking the prophets. Now the prophets are asking, what is this? What has entered into Israel? They need to find out what can be the source. Now Elijah, what he did, he went down and sat down and started to study. Who is this Baal? Before coming to approach him, who is this Baal? And who is on our side? Now he studied Baal, and now I want you to, we are going to go into this passage and we see. When he found out who Baal was, and this is what he found out, that Baal was just, he was a god of the Canaanites. That is what the Canaanites believed in. And they believed that in this god Baal, they could receive dew. So Baal was responsible for dew. He was responsible for rain. He was responsible for thunder. He was responsible for lightning. Now Elijah comes with his boldness after finding out that, hey, this is what they are worshipping. and yet we have the living God. Now, let me come and challenge them and show them that we have what? And he speaks against what their God Baal, because he's responsible for rain, dew, and so on. He speaks that now, since if you know that this is the God of rain, God of dew, from today and onwards, you are not going to see any drop. It was bothering him. As a prophet, he's the head of that school. Now, he prophesied and said, if you indeed believe that this is a God who can be responsible for the rain, the dew, you are not going to see any drop of rain within 3 years until I say so. When you see me come back, that is when you will see rain. Then let us distinguish between who is serving a living God and who is not serving a living God. That is the passage Elijah is passing. It was a provoking moment. That whichever statement you see there, it is like someone has come into your home and he finds the sons, a certain man having very energetic young men as his sons, and then he starts to provoke their father. That you know what?
To relate it with this, the normal life you're going through right now, it's like you're seeing something bad going on, and you look at it every day. Nayenga chireta, like nadazinga chireta obubi in a place. Nayengo chiraba. Ogambe no gama nti waliwo ba Levites abaliwo. Bo bali tebayinza kuchuwanirira. That is why they were phased out. Okubanga nabbi akola ki? Banga tulama nti mundagane kadde nabbi ayimiranga masekati gaaki gakatola n'abantu. Yaletanga message gye bali. Kitegeeza nti ye, I like, to me I would think he took time and prayed. Why is it going like this? What kiri bwe kiti? Yali alina okunoonya Mukama okumanya nti oyo Katonda gwe baweereza yavaawa.
Yes.
Biki byakola. After studying, knowing, that is where he got the energy. I believe in such scenarios, nga omuntu aweereza Mukama, you even ask, you go ahead and ask, what should I do? Kubanga tulaba nti bano balina full authority. Mukama ali abalekera obuyinza bwonna, like with people. Ekiya kati go nsobola okugamba ekigambo n'alina obuuza Mukama n'aba kukyagamba.
Yeah.
Like jiji yayuliza like the curtain wa tone.
Yes.
Nti buli muntu alina access okola ki? Okutuukayo n'abuuza. Nti edda ono we baatunuuliranga.
Yes.
Kitegeeza yayina okugenda okunoonya Mukama okumubuuza mu buli ngeri yonna okubanga afuna ekyokukola. By the time he came to provoke them about their God, he knew.
Yeah.
Yali amanyi Katonda byakola ki? Byakola. Kitegeeza yajja n'abasoomooza naye ng'already emabega he is being backed up by God.
Yes.
Ng'amanyi nti kino kye ngenda okulumba Mukama akola ki? Sometimes awo gobeera olaba ekintu nga kiproblem naye bannaye we nnumba ekintu kino ddala kituufu Mukama anaayimirira nange. Kuba omanyi nti sometimes we've gone ahead to attack things that we're not supposed even to attack. Naye ng'olaba nti nange nina okukola ki? Naye nzikiriza ono he took time and sought God before moving ahead to attack Rahab. Kubanga yamumanyi. That is why olaba nti Mukama yamugamba n'amugamba nti go and hide. Genda wekweke kubanga akimanyi nti the statement he has pronounced,
it will happen.
It will happen and it will cause something to come. Upon him, yali alina omugamba genda okole ki? Wekweke kubanga yamanya nti gwakigambye amanyi obusobozi bwakola ki? Bwalina kubanga n'okutta akola ki? Atta muweza nange yongere.
Yes. Now, when he spoke, I just want you to imagine someone has come provoked your father and you are there, you are energetic, you know what you can do, and even your father is looking at you. He's like, but my son, why can't you take charge of this situation? You can manage it. Now, these prophets were put in charge. They were in charge of affairs of Israel. They are not supposed to say things and keep quiet. They know where to go back and report. They know where to come and how to respond to different challenges. And they know, because for them they were even having access to the most holy place. So at that time, Jezebel thinks that with his introduction of Baal worship, it was going to be okay. It was going to, moreover, she's having a king of Israel, so it is okay. They have merged, if you've heard of the principality, she's coming as a prince, a princess, and she's now marrying a king who was now a prince of Israel. And after this merge, they have now expanded their territory. So they are worshipping Baal from the Sidonians up to the Israelites. Now this was not good for prophets. For a man of God to sit and watch things, events taking place, and there is nobody who is concerned. But above all, Elijah is the head. Elijah is the head, and whichever